and welcome to 2Legit with Team Montana.
And I'm Tramp. This week we'll be continuing down Numbers Lane with our special week on the budget.
But before that, we'll go to our Bozeman correspondent, Mary Grandy, for the Weekly Quickie.
Thanks, gals. This week, the legislature heard bills that would refinance private student loans, reform campaign finance, and establish charter schools. They tabled a bill that would increase state employees' pay and one that would have paid for veterans' retirement home. There's also multiple constitutional amendments. If they pass the legislature, we'll be voting in 2016 on amendments that cover term limits, carrying concealed weapons, redistricting, abortion, and the coal tax fund. Back to you. Thanks, Mary. But why do we have to vote on things that the legislature already voted on?
That's a really great question, and I have the perfect man to answer it on the phone. Hello, President Lincoln.
Hello, Team Montana. I could not be happier to share in this glorious occasion of answering all of your constitutional questions.
Wait. Is that seriously Babraham Lincoln?
President Lincoln.
Call me Babe. I insist.
Babe. We're wondering why some things need to be voted on by the legislature and other things have to be voted on by the public.
Everything must be checked and balanced by another entity. There are some bills that are checked and balanced by the governor. He chooses to sign or veto these bills. They require a majority vote in the Senate and the House.
So that's like the campaign finance reform bill that just passed out of the House, right?
Yes, exactly. There are other bills that are checked and balanced by the voters. These are called referendums. Referendums bypass the governor's desk and become law if they are approved by a majority of voters.
So that one's like the Religious Freedom Restoration Act that just got killed in the House, yeah?
You're a quick learner.
I wanna know what love is. I want you.
So we're supposed to be talking about the budget right now. We're going to continue talking about the budget.
Oh yeah, with our budget breakdown! Last week we learned all that was on the budget, and this week we're gonna learn how much all that shit's gonna cost on...
The budget is right! Jim, who are our first contestants?
Jimbo Baggins, come on down. You're the first contestant on The Budget is Right. Gerda Bolger, come on down.
Let's get started then. Jim, what is that line item?
We're looking specifically at the money that comes from the general fund to each of the line items over the next 2 years. The general fund is all of our state tax dollars. Now, first up, K through 12 education.
What's your bid, Jimbo?
$1 billion.
$1 million.
And the actual budget line for K-12 schools is $1.6 billion. Jimbo,
Yes!
come on up.
Thanks, Bob. For each of these items, we'll be looking at contributions from the General Fund of Montana. Jimbo, first up is the Supplemental Food and Nutrition Budget Line, or the Food Stamp Program. Next, you'll be looking at the budget for the Commissioner of Political Practices. Finally, you'll be looking at the budget for the Montana University System.
Do you think the budget for SNAP is higher or lower than $100 million?
Higher. I'd say it's closer to $1 billion.
Oh, Jimbo. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The program is funded by zero of Montana state tax dollars. It's fully funded by federal tax dollars to the tune of $118,958,071. Let's bring up our second contestant to have a go at the next two line items. Do you think that the Commissioner of Political Practices budget is higher or lower than $654,119?
Well, they do a lot to make sure our elections are fair and honest. So I'm gonna guess way higher.
And you're correct. But it's only higher by $1.
Oh.
Next up, you'll be guessing on the Montana University System budget. Is it higher or lower than $500 million? And remember, Gerda, this is the tiebreaker. If you get this, you win it all.
Higher.
Gerda, that's incorrect. The budget for the Montana University System is $460 million.
Episode of The Budget is Right is brought to you by next week's
Hot Docket.
Next week, we'll be talking about what the fuck the CSKT Water Compact is and why it might be the most important legislation of the entire session.
Because democracy
Is a Montana value.